Hey guys, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? Everyone hear me all right? Mm-hmm. Sec. For those of you who care to know, I'm playing the OST for a game I like called the Heil Walled Loophole. Heil Walled Loophole. Very cool game. Oh, the crown thing. I know. I keep forgetting to take off that feature every single time. Ugh, I gotta take it off. It's such a stupid feature. It pops up anytime like whoever's chatting the most. It's really dumb. If somebody could just like spam like whatever, um, and if it gets lost in the mix, it's gonna look like wow they're so active. It's stupid. Plus, and anybody that watches me is like probably not gonna give a shit about um, getting a little dumb crown for a stream. Like who gives a shit? It's another way to get you to engage in dumb crap. Can you guys hear okay? Like, because I have a fan hitting me right in the industrial fan hitting me right in the face because it's so damn hot today. So it's the only way I can stay cool. So if it like affects my audio negatively, apologies. But it's either that or I can't stream today. And I don't like missing Saturday streams. They usually are the ones where I get down nitty gritty on some stuff. Yes, you are royalty, Trudy. Around here, around these parts, you're a regular duchess. Let's see here. Okay, so personal stuff really quick. Like, let's see. I'm tired because I had to take a propranolol extended release, so it made me extra tired. It's really good for the agoraphobia if I'm going to be out and about in open spaces for like an extended period of time. But when it comes to the like coming down from it, because it makes you feel kind of relaxed, and, like your anxiety basically just drops to like thing. The crash afterward is like you just feel tired for like a few hours. It goes away and everything. But that's why I don't use it every day. I only use it for like special occasions. I have a smaller dose that I take for like shorter events, and that one doesn't usually have a bad come down. But the extended release 60 milligram is like, ugh. It's poopy come down, but it works. So I got to do what I got to do. I'll pop any pills I got to pop to, function, be there for my family and stuff. And when I say family, I mean like my wife and kids. Anyway, that's just my personal stuff. Had a decent day today though. The thing I went out for was pretty cool. It was my oldest daughter. She wanted to go to this one part of, like, basically my old stomping grounds, where I used to live. When it comes to like like a lot of little stores, like you've heard of an uptown and a downtown. It's like one of those things, a bunch of little brick and mortar shops, and she wanted to go there, and I took her. And she had a lot of fun, so that was good. Have you ever considered exposure therapy for your agoraphobia? I probably spelled that wrong. My prince, don't ever call me that. I will have you executed. In any case, no, exposure therapy, see, it's a complicated situation. Maybe I'll talk about it sometime when it comes to my agoraphobia. I didn't always have it. I didn't always have agoraphobia, and it wasn't like some traumatic event that did it. I used to have a panic disorder, and I was having like panic attacks all the time, and I feel like my brain did something so that it could put a stop to that, and it kind of sort of consolidated all my anxiety into like one specific thing, right? It's like it went like this. We're gonna put all your anxiety points into this, and so it causes me just crippling anxiety. But I don't have panic attacks anymore, unless I'm in those particular situations. Unless I'm on medication. So exposure therapy would what terrifies me is that I'm afraid. I know it sounds kind of crazy. Maybe it's just me being a schizo about it, but I'm afraid that if I dislodge the fear regarding large open spaces without like, any buildings or roofs or anything, the terror that brings, I'm afraid that like my old condition will come back. Because it's no coincidence in my mind that the agoraphobia appeared and the overall anxiety decreased significantly, along with the help of SSRIs and shit that work. But so there's this kind of fear that I might go through hell only to unleash another hell, an old hell. So this is a hell I can handle. It gets in the way of things. Yes, I have to take meds to do specific activities, like say go to a theme park or something, where I'm out all day. But as long as it's indoors or something, it's fine. I don't ever need to. Like I can go to the stores and mall, whatever the hell else, it's fine. It's just when the spaces get too big and there's no like smaller space I can like get inside of, whether it's like a smaller building, home, room, whatever. There's a roof over my head. It triggers it. I'd rather deal with that for the rest of my life than what I was dealing with in my 20s, which was just the stark terror, existential anxiety that was hitting me like back to back every other day, panic attacks. So yeah, I'll take this one over that. So I don't know. I just don't want to, because I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle going back to that state I was in before. You might be correct though about replacing one hell with another. Yeah, that's what I mean. This is a hell I can handle now. This is better than the hell I was going through in my 20s. So there you go. So I'll just deal with this hell. We already adjusted. My wife adjusted to it. The kids know about it. We know how to make it work. So I'm not gonna fuck with it. It's way better than what I used to be dealing with. Okay, so let me get started on the subject here. I feel like the music might be too loud. Great soundtrack, but a little loud. Let me lower that a bit. Okay, I should be okay, I think. So this one's gonna be a hard one for me to talk about, the subject, because it's really personal. It's really personal in my way, like in my weird way that I would deem something personal. It's definitely not interpersonal. Oh yeah, it's a problem. But it is personal in the sense that it's one of the things that's been really weighing me the fuck down for like the last 2 years, and it's been especially rough the last year. And that's directly connected to the subject matter that I try to talk about and deal with and advocate for and discuss and so on. Oh, this is such a depresso topic for me, so I gotta like make sure I stay on the even keel on this one. So I've mentioned it before, little bits here and there occasionally, but I'm getting kind of burnt out. But I don't give up. That's part of the problem. I burn out, and then I slow down, and then I speed back up, and then I burn out again. And like I feel like I'm hitting another burnout again. It's been a while, like a year. And these burnouts, sometimes with this subject and the advocacy I want to do and the help I want to give and everything else, the discussions I want to have, is that I call it a cursed subject because it feels like no matter how hard I try, no matter who I reach out to, no matter what I'm doing, it's always moving at a slower than a snail's pace. And I've been thinking about it more recently, and it's not just like, oh, I'm trying to reach out to these like big brain academics, and and that is one of the things, right? And I try to reach out to people who literally write these papers. I try to reach out to people For years, I've been trying to reach out to certain people that have done actual work on the matter. And I don't. When I say for years, it's not. I'm not hounding them. I'm talking about like I check back on if they responded, or maybe bump the message like after a year has passed. Even when they say they're interested and then they just leave me on red, I do it the same way. I just go, all right. Here's the stuff I'd like to talk about, but if this isn't, and then after no response for a while, I just say, well, if you're ever interested, I'm here. I will always answer the call or whatever message. So there's that one I've been dealing with for a really long time. That's like, not that I say I'm used to it, but like 3 years ago, or even like, let's just say even 2 years ago, I would have thought like I would have made some like progress on some of these like connections, and it's been hard. It's been really, really hard. The other part that makes it cursed, in my experience, is that the very people I'm trying to talk to, and people that are adjacent to schizoids in many ways, they're all too like mentally fucked up to do anything. Or and I'm not like being dismissive of what they're going through. It's just because of the conditions, that literally some of the conditions I'm advocating changing are causing my inability to make the connections and get the allies, if you will, as weird as that sounds, that I need to get some shit working, get some stuff doing. And so I end up at a weird standstill of, well, the people who study it and talk about it don't want to talk to me, and they're not having the conversations that I think they need to have. The people that have it, their condition, aren't schizoids hard to get for research? I think they should want to talk to you. Yeah, I know plenty of zoids on the server, largest schizoid server on the planet, I guess, not like whatever, and I know plenty of zoids on there would be like, oh yeah, you want to like get me to, I don't know, maybe even anonymously answer a bunch of questions, or like, oh, you want to put like some kind of like questionnaire on the server that like, so we can like overlook at some of the, or even if people were like, oh yeah, you would have to like, you know, show your identity, but it'll just be private for a research team or something. Like, even if something like that were to happen, or just they want to talk because they want to write a paper or like a book or something, right? And yeah, like I know plenty of zoids would jump right in it. They would jump right in it. They would be like, oh yeah, sure, okay, yeah, I'll do it. What do you need, Inks? Like, I'll do the thing. I care about this shit changing because it's like fucking with my life that it's not. That I can't find like proper treatment, that I can't find like ways of handling it, ways of conditioning myself against some of the adaptations that I no longer need in my life, because, you know, maybe you've gotten to a point where you have a lot more independence, you have more financial freedom, you have more something or another, right? You're being left alone, and now you're like, some of these fucking emotional disconnect problems are just like fucking with my life, and I need help, right? And, or at least I need information that's actually going to help me. Like the other dude, like this last week alone, I had one email and one comment and a DM from 3 different zoids telling me, you know, thank you, Inks, I learned more about the subject than I ever did from any of the reading I've been doing on it, or talking to a psychologist, or whatever, right? And one, I find that tragic. That's tragic. I don't celebrate that. But like, yeah, I'm getting stuff like that, and I'm absolutely willing to work with people that would be interested in. It's hard. It's hard. There's one person in mind right now that looks like they're really interested, and I respect that, and that's really cool. And it's only because they're a schizoid themselves. So, they're Zoid, so that's probably why. Um, but even adjacent people, like people with different types of neurodivergent people that have similar dispositions or difficulties with people, right, of different kinds, but that are neurodivergent in a similar nature, like people that are on the schizophrenia spectrum, right? If you ever look it up, anything have to do with schizophrenia, not schizoaffective, because that one has more of like that bipolar aspect, but still it's very much connected. If you look at the symptoms of schizophrenia, just look at the negative symptoms. I've been saying this for like a long time, but look at the negative symptoms and you'll see a lot of overlap with schizoids, right? And that's for very, very good reasons that I've talked about before. And so I've reached out to more than a few schizophrenic content creators, right? They talk about their schizophrenia, they talk about their difficulties. And they're having so much trouble with stuff that it's hard for them to like make anything happen as far as outside of just kind of rambling on the screen by themselves. And also they have a lot of the kind of sometimes paranoia, isolation, kind of disinterest in a lot of kind of person to person contact. Sometimes, not all the time, they have some of these issues, or they're just too wore out, too drained from like things like psychosis and everything else to talk about that half of it, that feeling of existing in a world that that you're just like, why am I here? Like, what is this place? This place is scary and weird. I don't like it here. Weird. People are weird. They freak me out. A lot of schizophrenic people deal with that same feeling even when there's not psychosis, really, right? There's a lot of autistic people that feel similarly. They don't handle it the way a schizoid does. Emotional detachment to that level, interpersonal detachment, all the aloofness and everything. Their brain didn't handle it like that. That trauma growing up like that. But they still have those same frustrations, fears, discomforts, but the way their behavior manifests is usually like through more like anxiety, and like using escapism and all kinds of stuff, right? Because they have to do like a more manual disconnect. They didn't get like the auto disconnect that a schizoid individual develops, right? So they're still very much like tied to their emotions. So detachment, like a schizoid does, wasn't really an option for them, right? But they still struggle with those same frustrations. When it's pretty underdiagnosed. It is underdiagnosed, absolutely, but that's because most psychologists wouldn't even be able to recognize it if it was in front of them. First of all, a lot of schizoids don't know what it even is because it's just not really one that pops up a lot unless they have a specific interest in human psychology. They're probably not going to find out much about it. A lot of them do find out about it because they notice like something's up, especially as they get older. Like this doesn't work anymore. There's always like the 20s. A lot of people in their 20s will be like just kind of coping with like, oh, it's fine like this. This is good. It's better this way and all this stuff. But yeah, your brain doesn't want you to be fucking isolated from every human being all the time. What blows my mind is how many out there that aren't even on the internet at all. Schizo can't be rare, just invisible as they are. Yeah, but it might not be as rare as it seems. Yeah, that part may be true. Because well, anyway. And so those people that are adjacent neurodivergent people that deal with this kind of existential neurodivergent crisis, those people are too, they're managing their shit, and in their mind maybe the connection I'm making feels more tangential because they don't have a complete understanding of the matter. But in any case, I try to reach out to people like this. Sometimes I get a response, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get a response and then I just stop getting responses. This also comes to like mental health channels and things like that. Not even ones that are really big. I'm not mad. I'm not like upset because I hit up Dr. K from Healthy Gamer and he's not like writing me back. You know, that's like stupid. Like that's a ginormous channel. I would have to gain traction on a few other smaller mental health channels that are in connection with something of that size so that I could even get the time of day, because there's just so many fucking messages. Can you imagine how many messages that anything that has to do with Healthy Gamer gets? Like, fuck. It's just a bunch of mentally unwell people that want help. Yeah, I'm sure there's piles of it. Is it misdiagnosed as ASD or depression often? Yeah, for sure. Well, that's the thing. Someone with ASD could be schizoid. Absolutely. I think like at least half of people with schizoid personality disorder have some form of autism, high functioning autism, or they're like me. They're more like a schizo. They're on the other side of the fun horse. It's not even a horseshoe. It really is. There isn't a horseshoe theory with this shit. When it comes to these two matters, they're distinctly separate, but they can understand each other because of the similar emotional detachment they basically gained dealing with the problems that come with being born significantly kind of cognitive. It's just hard. I can imagine there's probably like people that are schizoid that the ones I can imagine that aren't autistic or schizo, they probably have some other kind of maybe they got something that fucks with the way they perceive certain things because of some other condition or birth defect that they were born with or something, and it leaves them feeling alien as well for most of their life and their peers and their family. And you know, there could be somebody like that. I think that's an incredibly rare occasion, because it would take like, you know, some kind of rare condition, far more rare than say something like even autism or stuff on schizophrenia spectrum, you know, related. Yeah, but I mean, even just because it's more well known, as they can look quite similar. Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, they'll just see like an AS, like somebody that's already diagnosed with ASD and like autism, you know, high function, whatever, or low needs, and yeah, they might go to a therapist going, "Hey, doctor, I'm incredibly depressed, and I don't want to make friends, and I'm not interested in relationships like everyone else around me. I'm not saying I don't ever want to see anybody, but like I'm just not preoccupied like everyone else. I can't enjoy stuff like as much as I think other people enjoy things. I can't get anything out of certain types of things that other people seem to get a lot out of. I'm like apathetic about a lot of things. I have a lot of trouble with effective empathy, and sometimes it disturbs me. And so like all this sort of stuff, right? And then yeah, you might get like, oh well, you have ASD, you must be going through like you're having a depressive episode or something. Yeah, and they'll get diagnosed with some kind of depression, and then they'll like give them depression meds, and then the person thinks, oh, okay, I guess it's just depression, and they're not really digging into the actual emotional detachment. They're not finding out and digging into the anhedonia and other things like that, because some of those things can come from depression, but usually when it comes from depression, the moment that depression manages to lift, a lot of those symptoms go away. A schizoid doesn't have to be depressed to feel that way. They could feel pretty neutral. Hell, they can feel pretty okay that day, but they're still dealing with things like anhedonia and abolition, and you know, this feeling of like not getting as much as it can out of life or hobbies or other people that even maybe they even respect, that are in their life as much as everyone else seems to be able to. Taking meds for the wrong disorder seems extremely damaging. Yeah, of course it would be, right? Of course it would be. But as I was saying, it feels like a cursed subject for me, because it feels futile, right? Like I don't know who to turn to. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who to get the channel going to the server's growing. That's what's funny. There's plenty of Zoids out there. We still get applications all the time. There's more people joining the server. Are they talking on the server? Rarely. But it's usually like out of like every 10 schizoids that join, maybe one will actually type something into the channels. Most of them are lurking, and they're not going in and leaving the channel like, oh, this isn't for me. No, they fill out like sometimes a very thorough application so that we can go over it, me and all the Zoid mods and everything. And then they join, but they just lurk. And they'll be on the server. They won't leave the server for like 2-3 years, whatever. They just won't leave it. It's still there, and they probably check it, but they're not at a point where they feel they can type anything or partake in it. It looks like too much of a community. They might be assigning a bunch of the other elements that they would assign to other types of servers or other types of places to that very place. And because of that, maybe they come to the conclusion that even these people I can't relate to, or some shit like that. Sounds fun. Wait, what sounds fun? This might sound like it's asked a lot, but how do SSRs affect SCPD? Last time I was on them, it just enriched my fantasy world. Haha. It depends on, like for me, I've been taking SSRIs and SNRIs for a long time. For me, it just helps reduce a consequence of like certain symptoms or like whatever. Like it just helps regulate like some brain chemistry type. Well, not really, because there's already proof that it doesn't really do it. But it helps calm certain consequences of my issues. So I feel less depressed. I feel less anxious, but the source of my anxiety, the source of my depression is not gone, right? That's not necessarily improved. It's now improving recently in my life, especially because I've been doing this type of stuff. But yeah, it's just a tool. Medication is a tool. That's how I have always viewed it. Medication is a tool to help you help yourself. That's it. It makes it like so you don't get as dragged down by things. I'm sure it does active. But I'm just feeling burnt out because it just comes from every angle, like this sort of fake interest or like just bailing. Even like schizoids that have hit me up, they're like, hey, I want to do an interview, talk about my experiences, this and that. I'll be like, all right, cool. When do you want to do it? Gone. I'm like, all right. Like, I got used to it. Oh man, Anx, I really want to help with this. I'm really interested in this. I would say like 80% of the time, gone. After like they start the effort and then they just gone. I don't know if it's because they decided they didn't want to do anymore, but they felt some kind of shame from like saying they would, so they just bail or ghost the whole thing. I don't know, man, because I wouldn't even get mad. I'd just be like, yeah, I get it, it's fine. Some have told me, and I'll be like, yeah, I get it, it's fine. It's like, yep, the symptoms are a bitch, and maybe you got excited about the idea of doing something, and then it just like it all went away. As usual, it's part of the issue, it's part of the condition. And those people I understand. The schizophrenics, the depressed autists, the schizoids that like show up, say they want to do stuff, and then they kind of don't. Those people I can just go, well, like it's literally they're the ones. These are the neurodivergent people with mental health problems are literally the ones suffering from some of the problems, that I think systemically exist regarding this topic. But the part that just kills me, the part that like starts making me feel misanthropic again, right? I managed to defeat my misanthropy because it made sense. It doesn't. Being misanthropic about all people, it's not logical. It's just a means of dealing with a problem that exists internally. Unless you just legitimately hate everyone, in which case you might have like antisocial personality disorder or something. Like where you just don't give a shit and everyone just seems like annoying and you want them to get out of your way. Or everyone's just like a weird tool when you don't give a fuck about anybody. Like, yeah, that's a different condition. You're dealing with a whole different ballpark there. It's so interesting because as much as a schizoid is often disinterested in people and interpersonal relationships, even if they establish one, it takes fucking years, and even after they have years of it, they could still burn that bridge. It's like I told somebody else, and they thought it was an apt, but it's like when a schizoid like builds a bridge, right after they build it, they pour kerosene all over it, and they don't immediately ignite it, but the moment they see a concern or something creeping in that reminds them of why they stay away from these things, they light that fucking shit on fire. Like they just, and then walk away. No hate there, no like resentment. It's just, this isn't gonna work. Throw the match into the kerosene covered bridge. Sometimes it's also because they thought it was gonna work, and then they didn't get anything, and they don't know how to tell the person, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I thought I was gonna get like a connection feeling, human connection feeling, but like it's just not happening. So it's wasting both our time right now. Like, so instead of doing that, because they understand, they have the strong cognitive empathy, honestly, where they understand, yeah, that's gonna hurt the person, and so they think, oh, you know what, I'm better just writing myself out of their life. They'll eventually get over it, and then they'll find someone else that can get them what they want, like in whatever type of relationship I'm talking about. The part that makes me misanthropic is the seemingly neurotypical people that are mental health, personality disorder, systemic problem content creators and stuff that just, like, if none of them answered, I'd be like, I suck at this or something. But some of them answer and they say, oh, I'm busy now, but I'm interested. Nothing after that. Some of them say, I'm interested. They even talk to me, and we have a good chat, good conversation. Nothing after that. Or, oh, maybe next month. And then I wait 2 months and I say, oh, any openings? Nothing. No response. I've learned not to make commitments for that exact reason. I will disappoint you. But yeah, that's probably why a lot of Zoids don't. Right? Another frustrating thing is like how I offer this kind of coaching where I could talk about your experiences, yourself, me and you, whatever. And yes, it costs like $50 an hour, but God, that's cheap compared to the fucking garbage that people charge for some of these coaching things. Like crazy amounts of money. And they're like, sometimes they're just selling you it's just being grifters. And God, there's so many mental health grifters. Holy mother of God, how many? And then like maybe all the either the Zoids are broke or the Zoids just think, nah, it won't work, or nah, why try, or nah, I'm gonna be like this forever. Like, because they already either did therapy or did stuff and it didn't work, so they just figure, oh yeah, there's nothing here to be found, right? And so I don't get hit up for that very much. It's only a handful of times, and so I don't get a chance to help as much as I'd like to as well. Can't do it for free because fucking that's life. But yeah, it's the people that do mental health content. It's the academics that like care or dedicate their lives to writing about mental health topics that oftentimes can run adjacent to the topic I want to discuss. I know how to connect it to what they discuss. It's easy. I come up with ways to connect it in a really real way to the stuff they discuss. I can do that. That's not a problem. Especially now that I have such a strong understanding of it and what's happening. I don't understand those fucking people. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't understand why I can hit up a guy or a gal that wrote like a fucking research paper, and often these research papers will have like 3 names in it, right? So I'll try to hit them all up. I'll be like, hey, I like the work you did with this. I want to discuss it. Here's my channel. These are the topics. I'll give them an example, like, you know, like the older interviews with like Eleanor, and then the ones with like Melissa, you know, like more academically minded people, and so they could see I'm not going to do some weird gotcha. I'm not going to like be an asshole to you. I'm not going to like try and make money off you, right? And I mean, my whole channel is demonetized, so there, and I don't get enough views for that either. So yeah, I don't understand those fucking people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? What the fuck is wrong with you? And I don't want it to come off like crazy rude, but I'm just fucking burnt out. I'm burnt the fuck out. Like, I am crashing out a little bit. Like, if you wrote a fucking thing on this subject, you dedicated days, hours on this subject. Maybe you did do something where you talked about it. Maybe you even have your own little YouTube channel where you did a presentation on the fucking subject. And maybe it only got like 150 views, but I fucking watched it. And I hit him up. Red. Kyla Marie, I want to foster a community where cluster A more broadly. I won't get into like the difficulties with that. But yeah, it would be it would have major difficulties because they're so different from each other for a variety of reasons that, again, are not being discussed. They're just being rambled on and on and on by me. And I mean, look, I'm not gonna like, dude, even when I try to reach out to like more Zoidy or Zoid specific content creators, it's like fucking pulling teeth, man. I'm not trying to be their friend. I'm not trying to like do all this shit with them, all the stuff that, you know, would make you averse. I'm just trying to get some shit done and discuss some stuff. That's it. And there'll be channels much smaller than my own, and mine's real small. And I don't know, man. And with them, I can't, like I said, I can't be as frustrated because they have the condition. It's a condition that causes these kinds of behaviors that won't let you just interact with people in some way or another. And you might wonder, oh, well, how do you do it, X? I don't know. I'm fucking crazy. I've always been this way. I'm not a flight. I'm a fight. I think it's a lot to do with ADHD. I'm so bored and tired of something. I need to do something. And I have done something. It's just that I can't get anybody to do anything with me. And like I said, for the people that have the mental health issues that would keep them, like, you know, got schizophrenia, you're a fucking really depressed autist, you're a schizoid autist, you're schizoid. Like, all those people, content creators or not, I get it. Like, I get it. It is frustrating because I'm like, why can't you just fucking do it? You know, like, it goes through my mind. It does. I'll be honest. I just go like, look, I know it's uncomfortable. Just do it. You think it's not fun for me? I'm not having a fucking blast over here. And I do. I get a little bit, but then I remember. Okay. You know, this is why. I understand why. At least I believe I understand why this is happening. And literally the reason these things happen, even with people like this that I'm trying to reach out to that have these issues, it makes sense. They've probably gotten burned so many fucking times. And I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I'm not demanding. I'm not like rude. I don't talk like this to them. I don't hit them up like this. I don't go fucking like, hey, don't you give a fuck because they didn't answer me. Like, I don't do any of that shit. That's stupid. I'm just doing this here right now because it's you guys listening, and I'm kind of crashing out about it because I'm just tired, man. I'm tired of trying. But I can't stop. That's what sucks. So I'm just like fucking being Sisyphus over here. And I know there's solutions to this shit. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be the guy. I don't want to be the guy. I want to be a guy. Helping. Not the guy. I can't do this shit by myself. And this is not like saying anything about like all the great people that help me on the server or mods, the people on the Patreon that do help in whatever way they can, the people that have helped in other departments. Like one particular Zoid that did a lot of really cool research and put it on the server. Like, you know, the people that enjoy it, you know, the server and active, the ones that I've seen, like, you know, like all that. I'm not shitting on any of that shit. I fucking appreciate all that fucking shit. But I need people that it would fucking matter that I have the discussion with them. I need more of that. Because, you know, no offense to the average Zoid, but me talking to you, I'd like to help, but me talking to you isn't moving the meta issue along, even in the most minute way. I'm not satisfied just fucking helping one Zoid at a time. That shit's retarded. I'm like, that's fine if I'm doing that in conjunction with seeing progress in other departments. And it's not like you could say, well, things you can't change, you know, all things overnight. It's been years, man, and I've been like consistent about it. Claim that it's difficult to get schizoid to participate in research. Do you think it's excuse making? No, schizoids will participate in research, especially the ones that are self-aware. They'll participate because if they're the kind that actually searched out there for something and they found there's fucking nothing that's of major use, or they have to keep fucking piecing shit together themselves to figure out something that works for themselves. No, those fucking people will do it. Those people will be like, yeah, I'm down. I can probably easily round up at least like 100 schizoids to do something. Like when it comes to like, if somebody in a university or something said, hey, we want to do some serious research so that, you know, we can see what we can discover about this matter. And I would love to be able to be like, hey, research person, these are the questions I have. Let's talk about them. Oh, you agree with that this is something of interest that should be looked into in the ways that I'm kind of talking about? Or the ways we've like to work together figuring out? Okay. Cool. You have the credentials and you can use me as like, you know, what do they call them? Like a fucking, they call it like a lived experience consultant or whatever. Yeah, just put me on the paper for that and then just whatever, do whatever you got to do, and I'll work with you, and we'll make some progress here. I need that kind of shit to happen. But look, I'm gonna be more realistic. That kind of shit happening is probably like super unlikely. I need to get certain steps done to get there, and those steps require getting the attention of any of these fucking people. And getting on bigger channels than mine to talk about this. Specifically, mental health, neurodivergent health, like topic channels. Just give me 30 minutes. At this point, I understand so much of this shit that I can kind of give you a breakdown. I can go from the meta to the more micro very easily now, the subject. And they just won't give me the fucking time of day. I don't understand. I wish they told me. I wish they would say, oh, you just look fucking weird, Angst. Okay. Oh, I don't know, man. Like, you seem like too ADHD for me. Okay, wow, that's fucking crazy considering that you run topics about people that have ADHD and talk about it. That's crazy. So I can't imagine it's that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I'm not hostile. I'm not aggressive. I am just like, hey, give me a chance. Let's talk. I got some ideas. I think it'd be interesting. And these fucking academics, these fucking content creators that specifically talk. I'm not talking about any content creator. I get if there's a content creator that's not what they talk about, or they're not interested in talking about that right now. Just say that. No, it's just fine. It does not fall in line with what's currently working for them. Yeah, okay, perfectly fine with me. But when your channel is about mental health, and when your channel is about neurodivergence, and you specifically talk about like mental health in conjunction with neurodivergence, like what? I literally got like a pile of information and discussion that could be like interesting for your content or whatever. Give me a chance. It's very frustrating, guys. And like, if before you think like, wow, this guy's just whining and whinging and complaining, bro, I've been like keeping it together and like not crashing out about it, like as much as I can. Now, even when I get a reaction of like, oh, I'm interested, I'm just like, uh-huh. I'm sure you are. Like, I'm turning into that. That sucks, man. I don't want to be like that. It's fucking stupid. That's worthless. Keep planting. Dude, I've been planting little seeds for fucking... They're not growing. The only thing that seems to consistently be okay and growing is the server. That's it. And as much as I love the server, and as much as I love what it's done for some people, for relatability and understanding and shit like that, and helping them feel like, hey, I'm not the only person that feels like this and deals with shit like this. As much as I appreciate that, it's too isolated. Funny enough, right? It's too small. And I'm not saying major. Like I said, I just want something, some traction, some conversation where you get more eyes on it, which in turn will find more Zoids. Because I've had people that have had me on even a long time ago, even smaller channels. They've literally like they're like, oh, I found a server because I watched this one channel that you were on, and it was like a video that got like 540 views or some shit. And like, maybe 2 of those people or 3 of those people were Zoids, and they were like, oh man, okay, that sounds cool. I want to check this out. Oh, look at this channel that this guy said he was doing. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. Like, that's great, but it's so fucking slow. And even if the channel stayed small, if I was talking to the right people, if they gave me a chance, then I'd be fine. I don't need to get to, like, I don't need some fucking weird 100K channel. I'm not gonna make fucking YouTube slop. There's enough slop out there. I just want to have genuine, sincere, intelligent, good faith conversations on matters that are not being questioned or discussed, that are in association with Schizoid PD and other aspects of neurodivergency and mental health, and how psychology approaches it, treats it, discusses it, both in practice and in theory. And I want to do it in a casual, non-judgmental to the other person talking to me sort of way. Discussion. Open forum type shit. With chat interacting. Like, oh, that'd be great. If that's what... No, that's just not. I've even hit up some of the people that, like, you know, they have worked with me, and I told them like how I'm feeling. I'm just like, man, I need advice. And they're like, they give me advice, and the advice is just the shit I've already tried. I tried a lot of angles, folks. I tried a lot of angles. One thing that fucking like fucks me up is like I had some help from certain people, and I have a nonprofit. I have it's tax free now. So if I were to get the traction to, I don't know, from somewhere to be like, hey, donate, guys, and on some big channel, and some people throw a few bucks there, then it's gonna be its own separate thing. It costs money to do that shit. Look it up. There's like fees I gotta pay for it every year, every quarter, even. And I got that shit done like 2 years ago. No, like a year and a half ago. But I started the NPO thing like on paper like two and a half years ago, thinking that by now I'd have enough something in my pocket besides me fucking rambling on the goddamn streams once or twice a week or whatever, twice a week. What about the largest autistic channels who feature other ND creators on their channel? First one coming to mind is Orion Kelly. Could be a segue discussing Schizoid PD with underlining, and I haven't hit them up specifically, but yes, I've hit up a lot of channels like that. From channels that have, you know, 100K to only like 10K subs. Like I've hit them up. Dude, I got so desperate at one point that I got the, like, and I asked about it a while back. I got the fucking LinkedIn Premium for a month just to, like, because I'm like, well, they're not answering on Instagram. The emails are apparently not being looked at. So I'll just leave a nice cordial message on LinkedIn, just saying, oh, hey, a year ago I hit you up, and I'm curious, like, maybe, you know, if you're interested, or maybe now you have more opportunities to be interested in a subject like this. Like, I'm fucking cordial as fuck. I know how to do this stuff. I know how to talk to people. Funny enough. And now I'm just sitting there with like I'm just sitting with my fucking dick in my hand like an idiot. And yes, I am crashing out a little. But, like, I'm tired, guys. And I can't take I can't be like, well, I'm going to take a 2-week break on it, guys, and not think about it. I can't stop myself thinking about it. This is something, I don't have a lot of things on my pile of things that I care deeply about. That I feel I can do anything about. The only things I feel have any control over are like how I raise my kids and how I treat my wife. Cordial as fuck. Absolutely, Libby. Cordial as fuck. Like, what do I need to do? Do I need to make fucking shitty bait titles? Honestly, the content you have already made and the interviews you have secured are already really good. I'm not saying give up, but honestly, you may have hit a bit of a threshold. It's frustrating because other conditions seem to have motherfucking channels that gain more traction. Oh, you got all avoidant channels, you got BPD channels with fucking 20, 30K, you got NPD channels, you got fucking even ASPD channels, you got motherfucking everything, dude. Paranoid, you got schizophrenia channels, you got schizoaffective channels, you got all this shit, man. They seem to be able to get people on their fucking shows. on their small channels. It's just people see schizoid and they're like, oh, what's that? Or, oh, I heard that's weird. Oh, that's one of those weird cluster A conditions. That's why there's no, like, really big schizotypal channels. Not even paranoid, just cluster A, man. Cluster A is just like, it's literally listed as the odd and eccentric. Apparently that's fucking scary to people. Like, it's like, you can't touch them. I don't give a fuck about later, and I won't be the most famous. I don't care about that shit. I need to see some kind of small incremental effect. What is it? It's probably only going to be like 5 years. Everyone's not going to be schizoid true. That's kooky. That's not happening. Society sucks, and everything happening right now, because I keep track, yes. I'm one of those people keeps track of things that are happening in the world, society. Yes, I'm one of those fools. But no, people are probably going to get more depressed. There's going to be all kinds of issues, yeah. But they're not going to become more schizoid. Because even if you have like a completely disaffected, depressed as fuck, like normie, then the schizoid's still going to talk to him and be like, yeah, this person's depressed as fuck for reasons that I don't understand and can't relate to. That's all that's going to happen. It's like, oh, look, they're isolating and not talking to anyone, and they seem to have anhedonia episodes. Yeah, but not for the same reason. Oh no, it's okay, Trudy. Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm not upset with you. I'm just so fucking annoyed. It's crazy. I think DID, which is what you deal with, Trudy, is far more rare than even schizoid, and it still has more attention. Because it's exciting, it's interesting, it's outwardly, visibly weird, sensational. It can be sensationalized. Cluster A is naturally something that's hard to make content on. Yeah, I know. I don't care. I kind of assumed that opinion. It's just it stopped being like it is what it is or funny to me. It stopped being funny in a depressing way. It's just depressing and making me angry. It's not like, oh man, well, you know how it is. Fucking life, man. Hold on, my daughter's here. Tell her. Hey, baby. A second. Oh. It's not real, and all that attention, though, it's fake. What's fake? I don't know. All I mean, like it's not actually doing anything. Yeah, maybe you're right. But point is, like, they're. Oh yeah, what I was saying is that it's just. I think a lot of it has to do with cluster A is not sellable. Cluster A is not interesting. Cluster A won't get views. Cluster A is too weird, obscure, niche, whatever. Yeah, dude, I would love it if more schizoids got fucking angry. I wish more schizoids had that fucking dog in them like I do. I know a few, but there's just not enough of them. What's funny is I think the ones that have that dog in them are usually ADHD ones. Because they just get so bored, frustrated. They're like, I gotta fix it. It's wrong, it's right there. So they might have that dog in them to fucking do it. So they get the anger, the frustration that, like, it's just, like they can't just go like, It's still like some driving force in me. No matter how fucking exhausted I get. And like I said, I know a few of these people, and it's just a far and few between, man. Sometimes they feel similar. It's frustrated. Yeah, I'm sure you never do that. Even though you've told me many stories about how you do. Couldn't be me. Yeah, well. You don't got that ADHD dog in you, I guess. But, like, it's just frustrating when I get, like, messages, and I get, like, I'm not frustrated at them, but I get messages from others, like, Zoids, and, like, whatever, telling me, wow, what you're doing is really good. What you're doing is really important, really good. And I in my head, I just go, yeah, you'd think it was, huh? You'd think it was, huh? Like, I'm glad you're doing better and everything. Like, that's good. But I'm a meta, fucking macro social person. I want to see myself do things that can help in some small way for other people to do things to help in other small ways. That's what I want to do. I'm not going to be satisfied till I can do that. Begin to do that. If it's just a matter of me putting in the effort or talking about it or like not burning out energy wise, I can manage it. I can handle it. I can figure it out. I can run on empty. But it's a matter of having that having the will to do it, and then just like facing brick fucking walls that I have no idea how to get around. D&D got derailed by fakes like Tourette's, became a fad, and now, oh yeah, I know about that one. Yeah, Trudy, I know about that one. That one's fucked. Yeah, years ago, like, I had Zoids telling me that they were worried that if I, like, succeeded in getting more traction, that there'd be, like, more people going, I'm schizoid. I got schizoid traits, I promise. I got schizoid traits, guys. I promise. Hey, I want to make friends. I want to make friends with the other schizoids. I want to be buddies. It's gonna be cool. Let's hang out. Dude, the whole traits thing that took off. Oh, it's so obscene. It's so absurd. Oh, I checked 2 out of 7 boxes. I got schizoid traits. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You ain't got shit. You got some fucking other problem and you just want to tack on other shit. Pile on like fucking 5 conditions. So you don't have to do shit about any of your fucking character flaws. Good job. Fucking losers. I get some of these. Not all of them. Some of them are coming from like an honest place. But I've gotten some of these fucking idiots applying on my server. Again, to the schizoid portion. Fucking just full of contradictions. With the answer. Just piles of contradictions. And then when questioned, they get like upset. They get all like offended or bothered. If their application is accepted, oh, you're just discriminating against me. You still fucking hate me. I don't have anywhere to go. It's like, Yeah, man, you got a different problem. This isn't the problem. The fact that you're taking it so personally just proves to me that it was a good idea not to let you into the server. I saw someone on the Discord saying they wanted to be schizoid and wasn't received well. I think they said wanted it, not that they had it. Yeah, of course. Why would you say that shit? You're just, even if you have, like, you're living in a different hell, you're just trading one hell for another hell. That's all you're doing. It's just a different, it's a much more boring hell. Like, instead of, like, being sad a lot, like, you just feel empty a lot. Like, I would love, because, like, some medications do that. Like, just give, like, a person that has, like, a normal range of emotion that's like, what if they just touch grass? Just put on a medication that, like, shuts down their ability to, like, feel much emotion. Besides, like, I don't know, anger or just depression. And then let them do that shit for a month. If they get through it, you know, if they don't decide backflip over it. And then they can tell me how what that was like. Hey, you want to really, what do you think it'd be like to live like that for, like, you know, a few decades? Do you think that shit would be badass or what? The fact that, like, to enjoy things more, I have to have like some vodka in my system. I think it was odd, but yeah, I just remember it. I'm not sure why they wanted it. I think maybe they just like schizoid and wanted to... Yeah. Fucking idiots. Taking their fucking stupid ass fucking problems. They're not stupid, they're real problems, but they're taking their fucking problems and trying to, like, just co-opt anything that can get them to, I need connection. Yeah, okay, there's plenty of fucking places to go do that. You probably got kicked out of a bunch. And, like, the reason I'm, like, burning out to a point where, like, I just stop, I'm beginning to stop giving a shit about trying to reach out to, like, these fucking normies about these subjects. Like, I'm getting to that point. Like, I'm just like, I want to just burn all the fucking bridges and just go ham. And maybe use me saying fucking inflammatory shit to get their attention. Is that what I'm gonna have to fucking do? Because I'll do it. I just don't think that would work. I always believed in things like cooperation. You know, educational cooperation. Or things that are helpful to a good many people. And like I said, the misanthropy is coming back with a vengeance, and I don't want it to, because I am not a happier person when I'm like that. I want things to be run smoothly. I want things to run nicely, discussion-wise, good faith-wise, things like that. I don't want to turn into some weird bad faith piece of shit. Maybe I could be a good faith piece of shit. I'm starting to think I want to be a good faith piece of shit on the internet. An angry good faith piece of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna slander anybody. I'm not gonna do any of that shit. I'm tired. I'm tired of being, like, agreeable for the purposes of trying to get something. I don't have a very agreeable personality. Okay? I'm sure many of you don't. Maybe some of you do, but that's because you don't want to cause problems, because that causes even more problems and more annoyances. But I do not have an agreeable personality unless it's people that I already mutually respect and care about. But when it comes to somebody like pissing me off or just being frustrating or annoying as fuck, I do not have an agreeable personality. But like, imagine, you think about it like this, and tell me if this is like an outrageous idea, right? Imagine, if you will, that I'm like, come to somebody and I'm like, hey, I'm interested in talking about these subjects. I think it's important, blah, 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 you know? And, oh, check out my channel. And then the first video they click on, I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on? Right? Like, you think they're going to see that and be like, oh man, oh, this guy seems great, I want to talk to him. No, most people will not think that in the least. But I'm starting to just not give a shit. It's funny too, because some of the actual people I follow online that I enjoy, and that's a lot, and I cycle through them. Like, sometimes I'll be like really watching a lot of this stuff. They're all assholes that want to just constantly talk about why the fuck is everything fucked up. Please stop being fucked up. Because that is my actual, like, that is my attitude toward things. Is like this, just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Please stop. Please, I'm begging you, stop. Stop being a fucking idiot, please. I would really appreciate it. Let's just talk. I don't want to talk to you angry. I want to talk to you smiling, because I'm enjoying the conversation. And it's also, look, I'll be honest, this is going to sound really lame, but existentially, it's really lonely. To be like one of the few people that have these issues and is just as angry and actually vocalizing it. Because I've seen no reply on my server. There's some angry schizoids. Very unhappy. Very upset. Feeling it's out of desperation. It's like trying to fucking get some air and you're drowning. But the air is already kind of toxic. Your choices are drown or like die of like poisoning over time from those breaths you take. If your misanthropy is cranked up, it's a good indication that you still have a connection to your idealism and the disappointment that comes from seeing it misplaced. Thank you. That's actually a helpful comment when it comes to this. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, because you're right. I'm not giving up on this. I'm just getting angrier. I'm not giving up. Anger and isolation scare people. Yeah, well, apparently calm, cordial, respectful also scares people. So fuck it, right? Fuck it. Fuck it. I can do it. That's not a problem. I'm disappointed and pissed all the time. I just try to calm it down and like go, okay, takes time. We gotta be rational about this. Makes sense. Okay. I used to give up. I used to just quit shit when it got this frustrating. I'd be like, fuck this, and I'd quit. This is too important to me for me to just ghost it all, to scrap it, to be like, nah, fuck this shit, fuck it, never gonna work. And then I just like shut down the channel and I fucking like just nuke the server, you know? Like, that's the kind of shit I would have done in my 20s. Now I'm 40 years old. I know that doesn't do shit. And I've calmed down with the misanthropy, with the frustration. I used to have much stronger. But I don't know. I think when it comes to this subject, since I have better control over all that kind of stuff, when it comes to this subject, I think it needs to come back. It needs to return. I need to be an asshole about it. A good faith asshole. Because then maybe, I don't know, I'll say something about somebody and they'll piss them off enough to where they'll fucking be like, fuck this guy. I want to debate him. I want to argue with him. I want to talk shit. I'll be like, good, talk shit. That'll get attention on the subject. Fine. Sure. I can be subversive as fuck. I can do that. Just be subversive as fuck. It's not a problem. Dude, I literally, like, remember this. That master's degree I got is in history. And it's in the history, mostly, of intelligence agencies. Cold War. Propaganda. That is what I focused on. Maybe I gotta whip up some of those tools. I don't give a fuck. Maybe it's time. See, me getting blackpilled doesn't make me a depressed nihilist. Me getting blackpilled makes me an incredibly frustrated and angry, optimistic nihilist. That's what it does. Here, you know what? Let's try this. And let me end this poll. And if anybody watches this on a VOD, go ahead and comment what you think of what I'm saying now. And then I'm going to put a poll in chat right now. And yeah, it's a highway loophole. You missed the crash out there, Mila. If you want to watch it. I'm shifting gears on all this shit. I'm gonna be a good faith asshole. It's time. It's time. Sometimes you've seen it come out on some of my streams where I get like really mad about something. But I'm gonna start getting fucking mad about this subject. Remember when I was like, look at some of the older videos that I was like rambling and like fucking sometimes dissociated. I was fucking mad in some of them. That's what got the channel started. That's what got the channel traction. I was rambling and angry and ranting. So return. I gotta return to origin. Anyway, the question is going to be this. On the poll. There. You tell me what you guys think. What does chat think? Chat. Tell me chat. Tell me chat. Chat. You tell me. Polls up. There's like 25 of you watching right now. You want sarcastic, sardonic, occasionally irony-filled, pissed-off angst? You want me to live up to the name of my channel? I can do it. I'll probably have a much more fun time doing it. Do you want me to have a vendetta? I can do it. And it'll probably be more entertaining. At least that much. And I'll probably have a lot more fun doing this. Oh, you don't have to vote at all. It's your autonomy. I am 100% certified autonomy respecter and boundary enforcer. You do what you want. You don't have to apologize to me, Caleb. Because I could bring the old angst back. Sounds good, Caleb. And I'm not even just going to go up to bat for the Zoids. I'm going to go up to bat for all the fucking disaffected neurodivergent people. All the autists, all the schizos, all the fucking people. And I'll tie it back to schizoid. Because it's ultimately one of the conditions that I think occurs when you have a fucking neurodivergent person that is just smash driven and fucking dragged by life. Yes is vendetta. Should I go good faith asshole and get shit done? And I say good faith asshole in the sense that I'll be an asshole when I need to be, but I will not lie. I will not be dishonest. I will be sincere, straightforward. But I will be a dick. And I'm not going to be a dick on the server to any of the people there. My attitude on there is never going to change because those are the homies. Those are the Zoids. I'm not going to be some fucking crazy person on there. But when it comes to dealing with like pushback and all this kind of stuff, fuck it. Look, I tried for almost 5 years. Be amicable. I'm done. I'm fucking done. And I know there's going to be some of you who think, oh, this is a bad route. Thanks. You're going to, oh, this is real. I can't be nice for another 5 years to see a fucking microdose of progress. Pissed off, annoying, get shit done. Especially if it's sincere and it's engaged and it's good faith. I am not going to, if somebody comes at me, right, and they want to be like disagree with me about something, I am not going to be an asshole to them. Unless they start to acting like an asshole. Unless they start fucking bad faithing the situation with me. Then I'll be a fucking asshole. But if they're sincere and they're open, we're just having a good discussion, I'm going to be chill as fuck. Maybe I'll get angry about the topic or something, but I'm going to be chill with the person. Fuck. No issues at all. I'm cool, man. Just disingenuous shit oils my fucking blood. It is the anathema of progress of any kind. Egotistical, bad faith, I want to get bigger and stronger than the other person and win because that makes my dick hard type bullshit. Okay. Idiots. Fake idealists kill me too. Oh, they present themselves like they're some kind of fucking idealist, but when it comes down to it, they're just fucking grifters, or they're just trying to make money. That's it. Alex Jones didn't get to be a conspiracy theorist icon and partisan sellout well poisoner by being chill. No, I guess not. I don't want to be either of those. I don't want to be a conspiracy theory icon or a well poisoning sellout. I'd rather be the first, but but the second one would make me very quickly. I can't live with myself like that. That's crazy, man. It would be like it would be the most ego dystonic thing I could ever do. Being a sincere, well-intentioned asshole is where I am the most ego syntonic. Because my options seem to be more angry or be more depressed. Being more depressed doesn't seem to get anything done. So maybe being angry will. And part of the reason that the channel is called Schizoid 8 is because I used to be a lot angrier when I talked about this stuff. Especially, like I said on the earlier videos. But you know what happened? Finding other schizoids, figuring out like things with them and talking about it, it gave me hope. It gave me hope that I could do this in this kind of non or much less hostile way. It gave me hope. And that hope ran out. That's the way. It's been years. being nice doesn't do shit. And you know what? I know a lot of you Zoids out there are somewhere deep inside, you're fucking angry. You're frustrated. But you're like disconnected emotionally from that anger in a deep way. The apathy sort of just like, but I can get angry. I'm good at that. So maybe I could just get, I can be the schizoid angst. I could be the angst that many of you have trouble expressing. I have no trouble expressing it. I could be that fucking anger. That sense of just fucking righteous indignation. I can do that. No, yeah, absolutely. His approach can be used for good. I mean, look. I know. I probably get made fun of her, about mentioning them or whatever, because of how divisive they are as a figure right now. But like, fucking Asmongold, he's like the biggest fucking streamer, like in the world right now. Especially when it comes to subjects about like society and video games and politics or whatever. He's the biggest fucking one. He's a guy that's balding, angry, doesn't always take showers. I'm not thankfully balding, and I do take showers, but like he's disagreeable as fuck. He's rude as shit, but oftentimes he's coming from a genuinely like sincere place that he thinks this is the best thing, this is the most helpful thing. He's not this fucking whatever all these like weird channels that are so fucking full of shit that say, oh, he's a fucking Nazi white super. If you fucking watch any of his streams for long enough, he's just a fucking, he's a angry shit poster gamer that got dragged into the world of politics and shit. Not just by conditions, but because, I mean, a lot of people that don't watch his shit don't know his history. He grew up with a mother that was like a schizophrenic conspiracy theorist, and a father that was like a military industrial complex hating veteran. And he always took a lot of what they said with a grain of salt growing up. And he was kind of indifferent because he was just gaming. He just wanted to play his games. He didn't want to think about all these problems. And as he got older, he saw what his mom was talking about. You know, he was able to separate the more like kooky shit from like the real deal fucking shit. And his dad was more level-headed, but also had his issues. Like one of the things I've talked about this with some other people, but one of the things I respected the most about fucking Asmongold is that he has some views that I don't agree with. Yes, like that, you know, he was supporting a lot of the way the immigration stuff was being handled. I don't agree with the way it was being handled. I also don't agree with like open borders. It's fucking insane. But I don't agree with the way he approved of how certain things were handled. And so people were saying, oh, he's a big Trump supporter, right? Yeah, and he was about that subject because he cared about it in his way, and I would debate on like why certain aspects of it are not okay. But the moment the Epstein filed bullshit happened and like Trump got all fucking weird and he started acting all fucking guilty as fuck about like being in it and not wanting to release it anymore after he campaigned for fucking ever saying he's gonna release it, when his whole fucking cabinet and campaign party said we're gonna get those fucking pedos, and now he's just being like fucking stupid and bullshitty and they don't have any good fucking reasons. The moment that happened, the moment Trump said, why are we still talking about Epstein? Why he's one of the first fucking guys on like a big stream that just immediately said, it sounds like he's guilty. It sounds like he's guilty. What the fuck's going on? He's in the files. He must be. No pause, no problem. Not like these fucking people out there that are just like, well, maybe he had reasons. Oh, well, we don't want to misjudge the situation. No, he just said, nah, fuck this. Fuck this. Release it. Fuck. And, like, and I get it. I get that, like, attitude. And he's like, and then people, like, try to argue, like, oh, well, there could be collateral damage, and some people get implicated, but they weren't. Fuck it. Who cares? This is bigger than them. It's so much bigger than them. That collateral damage is worthwhile. We're trying to save fucking kids. Teens and shit from fucking rich sickos. I'm sorry. There's going to be collateral damage. I guess you never should have gone to FCI. Oh, but I just went there to do a business deal. Well, everyone already suspected this guy was a fucking weirdo freak that was doing fucked up shit. That alone should make you not want to do business with him, no matter how much money you could have made. The fact that you chose to make money with this fucking guy after it's been forever since people have been talking about how he's involved in crazy shit. People literally call Epstein Island like Pedo Island. And you're, oh, well, it's just a business deal. The business deal. No. Fuck you. I don't care if that shit fucks up your career and your shit. Sorry, you shouldn't have done that business deal. You shouldn't have done business with a fucking sex trafficking Pedo Island guy. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that, huh? Oh, but you didn't diddle any of the kids? Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, but we'll never know if you actually did or didn't, so fuck you. Who cares? You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have gone to that island. You shouldn't have hung out with him and took a bunch of pictures with him and did business deals with him. People have been saying this fucking shit about Epstein since like the fucking like the early 90s, the late 80s. The 80s, 90s. People were already saying this shit about him. This is not like new shit. It's not like fucking like P. Diddy, where like everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? P. Diddy's doing all this kind of shit. Oh, it must have been one of those secrets that only some people knew and it was in the industry. No, it wasn't like that. It was just well understood, well known that everyone felt that way about this guy. People don't feel like that about you and what you do if there's no fucking smoke and likely fire. There's just no. People don't do that. They might throw a lot of things out there, but not you have a fucking island where rich people go to do horrible I would say crimes against humanity. Sex trafficking is a crime against humanity. Children? Unconscionable. So, the fact that Asmongold flipped immediately over this issue, respect. He's like, fuck that. Because he was in it for what he thought he approved of. And he definitely doesn't approve of that. He was not aligned. Like, it's just the funniest thing. Even when he liked some of the stuff Trump was doing, he would still make fun of him because he'd be like, wow, that was goofy. Like, that was a stupid idea. Why would you do it like that? That's stupid. That's a bad idea. You talk mad shit. Those are the clips that nobody posts that just like want to fucking make it. Oh, he's a right-wing dog whistler. So crazy. Like, one of the funniest things I ever heard, because he's like, what was it? I gotta go. But it was because he was like he was an Israel supporter, but he was also he wasn't Israel. He was a supporter of like certain actions Israel took, but then he actually believes in like the issues that come with like things in conjunction with stuff like Zionism and like some of the issues. So he's like, oh yeah, some of this stuff's good, some of this stuff's really fucking bad. Like he'll have statements that are like, anti-Semites are retarded, but Israel does a lot of bad things. Wow. It seems like he's got an understanding of levels of intensity and nuance. Absolutely he does. Because he grew up with parents that were obsessed with that kind of shit, man. That was his upbringing. Despite all his problems. He's not like a person like Hassan Piker that's just in it for the money, dude. Like the Ben Shapiros and the fucking Steven Crowders, who was apparently a fucking piece of shit to his wife, you know, despite all the family values fucking shit he espoused. Like, you know, even people like fucking Jimmy Dore, like, they're just such pussies, man. I liked Jimmy Dore for a while because he's angry, and if he felt sincere, but then he was like a bad faith kind of angry, where like he would dig in on like bullshit in order to like push agendas, even if it was like actively like dishonest. As he got older, he just got lazier at doing like his own research, and he was just trusting the people around him. You didn't know that? Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Asmongold is an interesting motherfucker, and and I disagree with a lot of, but he is coming from an honest place. He really fucking is. Yeah, like a while back, one of the big things he got in trouble for was he said some dumb shit about like, oh, you know, the Middle East is like an inferior culture or some shit like that. And this guy never backtracks. Even when he says something like that, people like, he doesn't care about people hating. He's not one of those fucking slot tubers that like switch on a dime depending on like what the audience wants. No. A lot of his own audience hate watch. And or they hate him for this, but they like him for this. Like, that's very common. But he said that dumb shit, and then he retracted it. Because he introspected on it and thought, no, that was fucking wrong. And he retracted it. Because there's so much other shit his audience or people hate him for, he never retracts it. Never. Not once. He just does not retract shit. That one he did, because he knew what he said was incorrect, and it was just like a moment of passion and frustration about something. And then he was like, nah, that was wrong. And he apologized. And he did a thing. The guy who almost never apologizes for shit. And nor does he have to. Because a lot of the stuff he says I either agree with or it's an opinion he has, and there is some kind of reasonable argumentation, even though he's missing information. And also I respect the fact that he has made his money. He doesn't need to care about money anymore. He doesn't do anything with his money. He doesn't do anything with it. Who does that? Who has that much money? I find Asman to be pretty misinformed. He's also a vindictive asshole that was cheering on the Fed employees getting their jobs cut. Yeah, because he legitimately believed in the bloat. And there is bloat. There is fucking tons of bloat. There's a tons of useless people in the federal government. Even if you yourself were not one of them. But there are there. But his approach, crass and misinformed. Yes, agreed. The problem itself that was being discussed, not untrue. He can just do and say whatever he thinks wanted. Yeah, he just says it. He says whatever, and then when he says things wrong, he asks people, and sometimes it doesn't work out, but he asks people in chat, and if they like give him a link that disproves what he's saying, he doesn't even argue. He's just like, let me read it. Okay, I was wrong. Yep. No, yep. My bad. Wrong. I was wrong about that. But most of the time when people get mad at him and he says, tell me why I'm wrong, explain it to me, or give me a link or something so I can look at it and I can see. They just keep talking shit and they don't give him anything. And of course that's going to make him feel like, well, I guess I'm not wrong. Because the most vocal people they just think they're just mad. That's it. They're just fucking mad. Because it's affecting them personally or some shit. Because it's affecting one of their family members or something in a negative way. But not because they have an actual argument for what he's saying as being completely untrue. And it depends on what part of the federal government you're talking about, what federal work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really depends. If you're in a fucking like an institution that is vital to fucking the society we inhabit to keep shit like under control working, yeah, okay, fine. Maybe you don't see that as much of it, but then you might, like, how many people that are competent that have federal jobs, how many fucking idiot people in coworkers, fucking idiot coworkers, incompetent ass coworkers have you had? Probably about as many as any other fucking job. The only difference is that it's a job where you can't just get dropped for being a fucking idiot like other jobs. You work in retail? Oh shit. You misplaced all the money? Oh shit, you accidentally gave a fucking stack of hundreds to that guy as his change? Bye. That's it. Bye. Bad jobs don't work that way. I know a lot of people that have that kind of stuff. They don't work that way. You got all these fucking ladders, protections, considerations. Nah. Nope. And honestly, I think a lot of the problem with how a lot of federal employees do their job is not with the federal employees themselves. So that's why I don't like just fire them all. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, just cut the whole fucking thing. Throw out the incompetent ones with the competent ones. That's stupid. That is a stupid way to handle it. I agree with that. What? You kidding me? You know how many fucking frustrating, incompetent, dumbass fucking people I've dealt that have a government job when I'm just trying to get some fucking simple shit done? And that's because they're enforcing stupid fucking legislation, stupid fucking laws. And they're enjoying it sometimes. They're enjoying hitting that rejection stamp. Not literally, a metaphor. They're fucking sickos, man. Some people, you give them just a fucking ounce of power, and they're just pieces of shit. And state jobs and federal jobs give you more power than other types of jobs. Most of the super talented people have left. We had left. Yeah, they left. Why do you think they left? Because shit got dumber and dumber and dumber. And now they're training them in ways that are just progressively becoming more and more ineffective. And there's a bunch of jobs that there are a bunch of federal jobs that don't need to exist. They don't need to subcategorize the subcategory and have another position for that. Because I'll tell you right now, those old retired guys that were competent and super talented, I bet they could do 3 people's job, no problem. And they wouldn't break a sweat. They'd be like, yeah, these are my responsibilities. I do this, this, and that. Now it's this, and that are 3 different jobs. Wow, that's super useful. They turned government work into a conveyor belt. Turned into piecework. It's my job to put the nail in this hole, and then the next guy puts the nail in the other hole. When you can have one guy put the nail in both holes. And just pay him enough. It's like, oh, let's just pay, and I don't know the numbers, but it's like, hey, let's just pay, 3 people, depending on the state, obviously, so I don't know the numbers, but let's just pay 3 people, $20 an hour to do these 3 jobs instead of paying one guy like $60 an hour to do all 3. Don't call it dumb when it's faking evil. Some of them are faking evil, but no, it's not always evil. That's goofy. It's stupid. Sometimes it's evil, but I don't think it's usually evil. I think it's usually just people just trying to have a job. and even if they're competent, they're upholding fucking bullshit. Nah, that's goofy. That's goofy. Most people aren't evil. Most people in that work at a fucking federal job are not evil. That's crazy. Now, politicians, heads of institutions, maybe we're talking different. People that come up with really bad and push for really bad self-serving legislation, maybe lobby groups. Okay, we're getting to evil now. But like, Samantha that works at the fucking, or Trudy, Samantha, and Jim that work at the local DMV, no, they're not fucking evil. I got fired from the government while applying for retirement. Of course you did. See that? That's evil. See the difference? The person that's like, let's fire this guy that's worked competently for years because we don't want to pay him for his retirement. Fuck him. That'll come out of the budget, which gets me paid. That's evil. At least it's stagnation when all the tasks are separated. Got to see the full picture. Absolutely. Yeah, because if you have 3 different people making 3 different decisions and they're separated from each other because they have different departments or different jobs, they're not going to see what the other departments are doing or understand it to the same capacity. And so they're going to be making fucking decisions based on sometimes isolated incidents that only have to do with the section they're working on. And then you got like different people doing that, and you just have a bunch of bureaucratic bullshit that doesn't get anything done. And the only people gaining from it are the goddamn people at the top writing this legislation, pushing for these fucking things. They're the only ones making any fucking progress here. And then anytime somebody does have a great time with it, oh, they put that fucking person as the poster boy. This is how all the people that deal with government employees and government legislation feel. Look at him. He's happy. Fucking crazy, dude. Fucking crazy. Just go like online and look up like, I worked a federal job. You're going to see a lot of unhappy stories, a lot of apathy, a lot of frustration, and a lot of it's not fucking evil. It's government is evil. Working for the government is fucking evil. There's no excuse. That is the goofiest shit you've ever said after the certificate. That is goofy as fuck. Yeah, okay. The people at the DMV, the people at the fucking in the local city government, yeah, all those people are fucking evil. If nobody did those jobs, what the fuck? What do you think is gonna happen, man? Oh, accelerationism, yeah! It's like, nah, man, that's goofy. That's just not gonna change shit. It's just gonna make everything worse. That's goofy. There's an ancient Egyptian axiom that translates, ignorance is evil. Look, ignorance itself is not evil. You know what's evil? Having knowledge and doing nothing about it. And the more damage that causes, the more evil it is. It's evil. If you want to call ignorance evil, evil is when like there's a group of people walking past, I don't know, a woman that's being like beaten in front of them. And that group of people just keep walking by. They are knowledgeable. They see something wrong. They do nothing. They say nothing. That is the banality of evil. That is groupthink evil. Mob mentality evil. Yes. But if that same event's happening and it can't be seen, you don't have the knowledge that it's occurring right next to you, how can you call those people evil? Most people are evil, basically. No, that's, man, I'm done. This is a goofy conversation, bro. I've had these conversations before. No, this is a philosophical, ethical, whatever conversation. It's not. I've done it before. It gets nowhere. All right. Anyway, I'm leaving. Bye. And remember, everybody, when day is dark, get fucking mad.